You'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects from over the bed and over your head? Anchored your possessions securely to the wall. It won't be a pain, and you're not doing it in vain. Are your emergency kits packed? What about your family, your friends? Do they know what to do, how to get in touch, and where to meet? Do you know how to drop, cover, and hold on, covering your head and neck? What if you're outside? Or in a car? After the shaking stops, look around. Figure out what to do. Stay away from damaged areas. Turn on a radio. Reach out for help. And if you're trapped, do not move about. Stay calm. Only shout as a last resort. Once everything and everyone is safe, get prepared. An aftershock could be on its way. So before the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, get prepared. Make a plan. Practice what you know, because an earthquake can happen.
Earthquake strikes suddenly violated and without warning. Identify potential hazard ahead of time and planning advancing can reduce the danger, serious of injury, loss of life from an earth. If earthquakes happens, always do the duck, cover and hold. If you're in bed, turn face down and cover your head and neck with pillow. If you're in outdoors, stay outdoors away from building. If you are inside, do not run outside, avoid doorways. Always looking forward for the plan B and for the evacuation. Being prepared reduce fear, anxiety, and losses disasters accompany. Safety, everyone's responsibility.
Fire emerging means fire of potential of fire that can opinion of fire chief of accidents or commander INC. So may associated beyond the ability of local fire services resources control, thereby endangering lives, property, buildings, and environment. So fire means a fire located in rural areas, which means it clearly tends to be beyond the fire resources of the country. Responsibility for the suppression of fire and states of the fire located in states of lands. So how is the safety of fire?
Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Heating is the second highest cause, followed by electrical systems, lighting equipment, and intentional fires. Smoking is the fifth highest cause, but is the leading cause of civilian home fire deaths. During a fire, drop down to the floor and crawl low. Under any smoke to your exit before opening a door. Feel the doorknob bend door. If you open a door, open it slowly. If you can't get to someone needing assistance, leave the home and call 911 or the fire department.
Dapat alam ng bawat isa ang EDIT or ang exit drill in the home. Gumawa ng exit plan sa inyong mga tahanan at sanayin ang bawat isa dito. Ang smoke at fire detectors ay makatutulong upang maalerto ang lahat sa sandaling may magsisimulang sunog. Kung sakaling may mapansing nasusunog o nasusunog na bahay, sumigaw at i-alerto ang iba. Kung kakayanin pa, ay patayin ito gamit ng kahit na anong pamatay sunog. O kung hindi naman, mag-evacuate na kaagad. Lisanin agad ang inyong tahanan. Huwag nang kumuha ng selfie o kumuha pa ng mga litrato.
Tas na Pilipinas ang ating hangad, sunog ay nakamamatay, huwag maging biktima.
So fire safety is important, necessary in the workplace in order to prevent and protect against the destruction caused by fire. Fire safety reduces the risk and injury and building damage and fire costs.
Good day everyone. So today's video we're going to tackle about the basic life support. So basic life support is a level of medical care which is used for patients with life-threatening illnesses or injuries until they can be given full medical care by advanced life support providers. which means BLS or basic life support refers to the type of care that first responders, healthcare providers, and public safety professionals provide to anyone who is experiencing cardiac arrest, respiratory distress, or obstructed airway. So emergency can happen anywhere, anytime, and any day. So it is important to know how to provide basic life support care as you approach the scenes of the emergency event. Check the surroundings to ensure that they are safe, and only kneel beside the victim. After that, tap the victim's shoulder and shout, "Are you okay?" If the victim is unresponsive and you are alone, call for help and check for breathing upon the victim's airway. Use the head taps and chin leaf techniques. Press down on the forehead with the one hand while pulling up on the chin with the other hand. Gently tilt the head back when checking for the breathing. Listen for the sound of breathing feel for exhalation on your check and look to see if the victim's chest is rising and falling. This is the look, listen, and feel. Checking for breathing should take no more than 10 seconds. Breathing is considered normal. If the victim is not breathing within 10 minutes, at least 2 normal breathing, and there is another risk, you will ask him or her to call an ambulance. If you are alone, call one yourself or the emergency medical dispatcher will help you and will give you instruction on how to provide cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Place the victim in a face-up position on a firm flat surface, nail at the victim's side. Place on hand top of the another. Interlace your fingers. Place the heel of your hand in the center of victim's chest on the lower half of the breastbone. Position your shoulders directly over your hands. Keep your arms straight and lock your elbows. Compress the chest 30 times to a depth of 5 to 6 centimeters, then allow for full chest. Recall chest compression should be steady and fast, performed at a rate twice a second. You can even count if it helps. 30 chest compressions are followed by 2 ventilations. To deliver ventilations, tilt the victim's head and pinch the nose shut. Take a normal breath and flow into the victim's mouth. Catch for the chest to return to its normal position. While taking another breath, repeat the sequence. Minimize interruptions and chest compressions to last no more than 5 seconds. When you see signs of the victim regaining consciousness such as breathing, coughing, or moving purposely, stop CPR and put the victim in a recovery position.
Example of basic life support. First aid is the initial or immediate assistance given to someone who has been injured or taken ill before the arrival of qualified medical assistant. It is aimed to preserve life, prevent a conditioning worsening, and promote recovery. There are 3 elements of basic life support or BLS. First, initial assessment. Second, airway maintenance. And third, cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR. Basic life support or BLS includes recognition of signs of sudden cardiac arrest, heart attack, stroke, and foreign body airway obstruction, and the performance of cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR, and revelations with an automated external defibrillator. Knowledge of basic life support and practice of simple CPR techniques increase the chances of survival of the patient until experienced medical help arrive in most cases. It is sufficient for survival in itself.
First aid refers to medical attention that is usually administered immediately after the injury occurs at the location where it occurred. It often consists of a one-time, short-time treatment and requires little technology or training to administer. First aid refers to the emergency or immediate care you should provide when a person is injured or ill until full medical treatment is available. Importance of first aid. It helps make the recovery process faster, saves huge healthcare costs, and prevents the likelihood of injury from getting worse.
How to perform first aid to someone who is choking. First, encourage them to cough. Second, bend them forward and give up to 5 backflows to try and dislodge the blockage. Hit them firmly on their back with the heel of your hand between the shoulder blades. Hitting them on their back creates a strong vibration and pressure in the airway, which is often enough to dislodge the blockage. Dislodging the blockage will allow them to breathe again. Number 3. If they are still choking, give up to 5 abdominal thrusts. hold around the waist and pull inwards and upwards above their belly button. Fourth, if they are still choking, call 911. Repeat the steps until they can breathe again or until the ambulance will arrive.
The 4 Basic Life Support or BLS techniques are crucial interventions used to sustain life and stabilize a person in a medical emergency. These techniques are typically employed before advanced medical care arrives. Let's explore each technique and its purpose. Recognition of cardiac arrest. The first step in basic life support is recognizing when someone is experiencing cardiac arrest. This involves identifying signs such as the person unresponsiveness, absence of breathing, and lack of a pulse. Early cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR. CPR is a technique performed to manually circulate oxygenated blood throughout the body when a person's heart has stopped beating. It involves performing chest compressions to pump blood, provide oxygen to the vital organs. The recommended compression to ventilation ratio is typically 30 compressions followed by 2 rescue breaths, though this can vary based on specific guidelines. Activation of emergency response. Once cardiac arrest is recognized, it is crucial to activate the emergency response system. This includes calling for help by dialing emergency services, to notify healthcare professionals who can provide advanced life support, and transport the individual to a medical facility if needed. Early defibrillation. Defibrillation is a procedure used to restore a normal heart rhythm in a person experiencing a life-threatening cardiac arrhythmia such as ventricular fibrillation or pulseless ventricular tachycardia. An automated external defibrillator or AED is commonly used, which delivers an electric shock to the heart to help re-establish a regular heartbeat. Early defibrillation is critical to improve the chances of survival in cardiac arrest cases.
Environmental protection and management. Environmental protection and management is all about the act of protecting the environment against the individual that may cause harm to the natural resources. Its objectives are to conserve natural resources and the existing natural environment and where possible to repair damage and reverse trends. What will happen to the environment if we don't preserve and protect it from any harmful effects? The natural resources or the environment becomes polluted, be it in water, land, and air. When the environment becomes polluted, it may cause harm to every individual. We rely on the natural resources, that's why it is very important to preserve and protect it from any harm, or from being polluted to avoid getting any diseases. What are the risks that we may get when the environment becomes polluted? Water and land pollution. It is a very common pollution that's caused by the people itself. Water and land is being polluted due to the continuous throwing of garbage everywhere. Wherever you go, you can always see plastics, bottled mineral waters, and cans of soda that is scattered in the gutter areas of the street, and some of them are in the oceans and rivers. That kind of garbage doesn't easily rot. That's why we must prevent from using them. It is also not advisable to burn it because it can cause the ozone layer to become more thin. Next is the air pollution. Air pollution may cause respiratory problems and cancer to the people. The reason why the air becomes polluted is because of the constant cutting of trees. We were already experiencing a climate change and global warming, and the best way to do is to avoid using any plastics. Also, we must learn how to plant trees. It helps us restore the ecosystem that was destroyed. The change comes from us. Nature is our only source of life. We get everything we needed from them. Basic solutions in restoring the environment. One is tree planting to restore the nature and to prevent the global warming and climate change. 2. Avoid burning of plastics and waste. 3. Avoid throwing of garbage everywhere. 4. Practice recycling and reuse. Importance. Environmental management helps you identify degradation factors and implement strategies to mitigate them. It helps you predict future impacts of environmental degradation and initiate processes to minimize the effects. Environmental protection and management also increases public awareness and knowledge about the environmental issues that is happening in our world today.